Welcome to Enchanted Moments Podcast. I'm Monica.
I'm Spencer.
And today we're going to talk about our story. Not necessarily our personal story, but the story of how we make it through this incarnation, what our soul wants to do, and how we are able to modify that as we go. I think for many, we get stuck in a story. We think it's supposed to be a certain way, and it doesn't have to be. So I think I've changed my story many times through my lifetime. You haven't had that much lifetime yet, but we have free will, and we believe in a story because it's either what our relatives told us, or we learn in school, or church, or groups where we end up with a complete story without having any input. So I think it's important that we recognize that we can change and modify, alter what's happening in our story all the time. I think we're finding many things that we believed were true from when we grew up, that now things like science are proving that may not have been the truth, because, well, the truth never changes, for one thing, but things that we discover are supposed to change the story. And what we find is there's a lot of resistance to changing the story, or people don't believe that they can change the story. But every day we get up and go through our time, we have the ability to make that different. Mm-hmm. And I don't think people consciously make choices about their story as often as they should. I think if you go through years of therapy, you're going to go through that story over and over and over again, right? Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, that doesn't even change the story. Being aware, first of all, is something we have to work on. So instead of just accepting everything we've been told or believe, we should, at points in time, review those.
Yeah.
If we don't, then we just continually perpetuate that. There are some wonderful parts of our lives and stories that we want to keep, right? And that's really the important parts. We want to keep those good memories, and we want to change the things that really are not true or no longer serve our higher self, because many things that we believed when we were younger don't serve where we are now, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. I think people think that you have to believe something, you have to believe it forever. Mm-hmm. That's not the case. I remember wanting to be a missionary and saving pagan babies when I was younger, because we gave $0.25 a week, right? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know where my baby was at the end of the time. I mean, I paid for it, right? My parents sort of thought I was strange. So, I was like, no. I paid for that baby. But here's the thing. We accept what we're told, and it's okay. It's right for wherever we were at the time. What we have to do now as thinking and consciously aware adults, young adults, older adults, it doesn't matter where we are in the timeline, we just need to review some of our thought processes and our beliefs, and as things change around us, be flexible enough that we can go with it, as opposed to getting stuck and fighting change and constantly thinking, well, it has to match everything I've known from before. And one of the things we talked about was what makes us human, and all the physical changes in our current modern man and woman's chromosomes. That's something we didn't know. And so now we look at it and we go, wow, that's really interesting. do I want to take that in and become part of my belief system, or do I want to say, no, science is wrong? You know, it's like, okay, you can. A lot of people just don't want to deal with things, and that's okay. Everybody's exactly where they're supposed to be. But if you are rethinking things and asking, is that really what's right for me? Then feel okay about changing them, because it's not bad to change. But I think especially when it comes to beliefs or science, and I mean, science used to say, right, the earth is flat. We are the center of the universe. The sun revolves around the earth. Well, it made sense to them because the sun did revolve. We see it come up and down, so it's like the sun's moving, we're not. However, science, the invention of the telescope, higher math, and we realized, we're round. We do not have the sun revolving around us and everything else. We are revolving. And because of the fractal principle, we know that our galaxy is revolving around something else. I mean, it's just, science has said, wow, we were wrong. Now we have this new information, we're now right. So you have to think about what's going to come tomorrow. I mean, we have to learn to accept and be flexible about what is truly a truth and what is just information. And I think our souls recognize when we're not in a place where we need to be. And so we feel uncomfortable or we feel stressed because it's new or it's different, and everything we do that's a change is stressful. We're human beings. That's part of how we're put together. You know, change, stress, you know, sometimes change, it's good stress, but we just recognize it as stress. You know, I'm not sleeping, I've got a headache, I feel uncomfortable, my stomach's upset, whatever. That's how human beings react to stress. Or we would never have outlived the, you know, lions, tigers, and bears. So we're exactly where we're supposed to be, but we now know that if we are going to be consciously aware, we look at things that are new ideas or different ideas or scientific information that's coming our way, and instead of being stressful, I think we need to review how we look at that and say, okay, that's interesting. I'm going to think about that and see if that really is okay, or if parts of it make more sense to me than others. It's okay to take parts of things and absorb them and let the other parts go. Who knows what next year will bring? You know, either it changes it again or more information makes it make more sense. You know, who knows? But I think we need to address our story. So I'm sure if you could change your timeline and go back in time, there are things about your story you would change, right? Some things you'd want to last longer. That's really a good idea. I think it's fine. But I think moving forward, not sure how much time I have left in my story, but I'm going to make sure that it fits me, that my story is like a coat that I can put on and it makes sense and it feels good and it's exactly the right size. That's my story. And every day when I get up, I'm going to decide what more of my story is going to go certain ways. I think that's important. I mean, if I said to you, what do you want to change about your story today? Would you change it? You know, you think about it. It's like, do I still want to go to work the same place every day? Is it still fulfilling for me? Do I want to change something about my house? Do I want to change my hair? Do I want to change? It's part of your story. So tomorrow you could say, oh, I don't think I want a beard. I think I'll shave that off. It's not life-changing moment, right?
Right.
I mean, you can grow it back. So, but some of the things we're going to change about our belief systems probably won't go back. You know, they're going to move us to another place, and we're going to be a little uncomfortable, and we're going to think on it, but it's still very strong need in people to know that they can change their story. You have to be able to change your story. Otherwise, we don't really have free will. I mean, if you think about that, it's like, if I can't change, then I'm predestined, and if I'm predestined, I have no choice, and I have no free will, and I'm just going to have to go through this and suffer the whole time. You know, it's not true.
Yeah.
We need to make choices that fit us and make sense to us, but also move us forward, move us in the direction that soul wants to go, not just live each day like I don't know, not a zombie, but you know, we just tend to go through our day and everything's the same, and we do our laundry on Fridays, or we do something else on Sundays. It's, you know, we need to address everything about our story. That could be perfect for our schedule, doesn't make it wrong. But think about it. What happens if I do my laundry on Monday instead of Friday? You know, does that make me uncomfortable? Not really. It just tends to make more sense to do it when I do it. So everybody has to believe that they can change their story. Little Miss Pris here changed her story. She ended up being a shop cat, and she thought she was going to be a lap kitty her whole life. So I think she's enjoying it. I don't think that's a problem for her at all. So everybody needs to think about it, to address it, and do some things each day that kind of force you to think about it. And I've got these really cool little cards that I have, and they're different because they make a picture. You know, when you put them all together, they're numbered, and they make a picture, and you can pull a card from the picture and say, that's what I want today. But I'm going to let you pick a card. Just pull one out. Okay. So what does it say?
Magic, wonder. Rely upon miracles. Your life is meant to unfold with joy in magical ways.
Does that make you, how does that feel when you say that? I'm putting you on the spot.
Rely upon miracles. Well, I'm ready for a miracle.
Yeah.
But your life is meant to unfold with joy in magical ways. I mean, we all could use a little bit more joy.
It's a challenging statement.
Yeah.
Because we've been taught through everything around us, bombarding us from the day we're born, that we have to make everything happen.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to go to school and get good grades because you want to go to college, or you want to go into a career that you're going to need good grades. And then when you go to college, you have to pick a major, and that's going to be your career. And then when you're in your career, you have to be successful, right? We're making everything happen.
Yeah.
This card that you just pulled challenges that whole perception of how you live your life, if you think about it that way, that you should allow your life to unfold. And it can be magical. And especially if we allow things to unfold, it appears to be magic because things happen the way they're supposed to happen, and they come and be in our life when they're supposed to be in our life. And wow, we didn't make it happen. You know, we didn't go out on the street and say, okay, you know, this is what my life is, and this is who I am, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. No, you can be different every day. So we can do it. I'm going to pick one because that was a good challenging one. Okay, it says, in stillness, become one with luminous reflections and see yourself as the beloved. That's hard as well.
Yeah.
Not so much as to sit in stillness, but because I love luminosity, and I love the idea of being inspired by things that come to me in the stillness. But I have a hard time accepting being beloved. I mean, I don't think that's unusual. A lot of people do. But, I mean, it is for me very difficult. See yourself as beloved, worthy, those, I mean, all those things, I know, come to me all the time. And they're, because my story supported it for so long, you know, and I'm sure it wasn't allowing that to be the story, but I still have difficulty accepting the story that, you know, I'm here to be loved, and because I'm really good at loving everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, I'm over the top with, you know, loving everything and people. And I, you know, give them 52 chances. I mean, because I think, I don't know, yeah, I just accept people where they are. So, but I'm having a terrible time from the time I can remember being okay with somebody caring about me. You know, it's like, do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, what am I doing that's causing that so I can do more of that and less something else?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, so as of today, you're going to let your life unfold more.
What does that mean?
Oh,
Really
okay. What does
loosen
that
my
mean?
grip on the reins, but
Okay, we're thinking and we overthink
mm-hmm.
and we spend a lot of time thinking, is that the right thing? Is that the wrong thing? What's the outcome?
Yeah.
How can I control the outcome? How am I going to make this happen? You don't have to. You really don't, because we're thinking our brain is in charge. It's not. Our heart center and our soul is in charge. If you continue to override it, you're creating a story for yourself. And that's okay. I mean, everybody's allowed.
Mm-hmm.
But if we allow our story to unfold in order, in divine order, in cosmic order, whatever you want to call it, then you know it's right. You don't have to question, is that the right outcome? Am I making this happen? It is the right outcome at any given moment.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to let go of control. And we are terrible at that. We are human beings. We are not just, we are spiritual beings wearing this human outfit. And the human outfit tends to take priority over everything. You know, we get thirsty, we drink water. We get hungry, we eat. It's the physical body has a role, right? And you have to honor that. But we tend to want to A, control, and B, know what the outcome's going to be and make sure it happens.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you ask 20 people on the street right now, you know, would you let your life just unfold if you had the opportunity? And people want to know. It's like, I have to know. You know, you don't, because you actually do know. You just don't want to accept that. You don't want to allow that to happen, because, you know, somehow your brain knows better than your heart. And honestly, it's not true. I mean, if we go with the outcome that our soul is soul driven, and what we chose before we came in, that's what's going to unfold. That's what we really should have in the cosmic order of things, is what unfolds, not what we make happen. We have free will.
Mm-hmm.
We can make it happen. You know, it's like, yes, I have to have this, and I have to make that happen. I think that when I have let go and allowed to happen what's supposed to happen, that it has been a happier outcome for me in the long run than what I would have chosen for myself if I had just made plus and minus lists. When I was attempting to have a relationship that was going to serve my highest good and was perfect for me, spiritually, economically, psychologically, physically, whatever, and I affirmed that every day, my husband showed up at the door and asked, and I said, "Why are you here?" And he said, he wasn't my husband at the time, and he said, "I don't know." And I think had I not been in the mode of manifesting what was right for me,
Mm-hmm.
I would have
Mm-hmm.
acted differently than if I were open to manifesting what the soul needed. Does that make sense?
So say that one more time, because you were manifesting what you know.
I was manifesting what was going to be right for my soul, what was right for me as a being,
Mm-hmm.
spiritually, economically, physically, mentally, whatever. I mean, I made a long list. If I hadn't been doing that, and he had shown up and said he didn't know why he was there,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would have reacted the same way
Right.
as if knowing that I was working towards what was right
Okay,
for my
yeah.
soul. That just, but we don't have to be in an active mode.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be in an allowing mode. So
Well, it's
moving
tough.
forward, you make choices to allow. Does that
Mhm.
make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Or choices to control. And I think that when you make the choice to just allow, then things will unfold the way they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
It's not an easy thing to allow, because we really are built in to control everything.
yeah.
And that's,
We overthink and worry.
we overthink and worry. And we know through quantum physics that the more we focus on something, the more we bring that into being. So the more we worry about certain things, the faster we're bringing that worry
Yeah.
to us. And even though we know that, we still do it. But I think in this case, we will, allow that story that is really right for us
Mm-hmm.
to unfold. And if we create a new story, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just think we tend to, as human beings, believe that if we believe this, and we have to stick with it forever. And we don't. We're very flexible people.
Mm-hmm.
We never give ourselves credit for that. But yeah, you can change your story. Jerry's grandmother believed that the more she suffered here,
Mm-hmm.
the better her deal was on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And she believed that, he said, till the day she died. And she just got the same thing she would have gotten had she been happy her whole life. It's unfortunate. We can see that that's probably not a good thing to believe,
Yeah.
but it was hers. She owned
Mm-hmm.
it, and she was committed. That was what she was going to go with. So she could have changed that story anytime. She could have gone out and danced through a field and felt joy and looked at flowers differently. And I mean, that's what you want for everyone. I mean, they really are in control of their own path, but you can change it because you are in control of your path and your future.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know many people nowadays who would want to suffer their whole lifetime, but that's because we have a different group of people in our lives too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we don't want to suffer if we don't have to. So anyway, what else would you think about that? Like, do you think it's
It seems like
difficult to change your story?
I think it's hard to get out of your own self-beliefs depending on what they are, and thinking you might deserve the bad that happens. But it seems like to be open to spontaneity
Mm-hmm.
is kind of, just sometimes you just gotta go for it.
Yeah, you do. And I think plus the people around us tend to have bigger effects on us than we think they do. I'm gonna share something, and your mom, some of her close friends jokingly would accuse her of being a portal for people to cross over, because she lost so many people in her life, and I think that it affected the way she thought about herself. And if I'm wrong, tell me. Even jokingly, if people around you are thinking something, I think you tend to absorb parts of that, whether you should or not.
Mm-hmm.
In actuality, she had nothing to do with any of it, right? I mean, obviously. But people would come and go out of her life in difficult ways, and that's, I think, you don't need that brought to your attention
Yeah.
and make it a thing. So I'm sure that she is the only one who knows whether she changed that story. But I think when people around us aren't supportive, and even if they think they are in a funny
So to
way,
say whether they know
it's
it or
well
not.
deserved. I mean, they really were great people. I know them. They're really good people. But it's not, when you put things out like that, other people's subconscious minds absorb them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important that we consider everything we say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do joke about things and we do kid about things, but oh boy, are you demanding today. Can you hear her purr? Oh my God, she's so
Can
loud. Yes, I can. Anyway, she changed her story today. She was fighting with Tank this morning and threw food all over, and now she's enjoying herself. So that's her story today.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it. It's fairly important that we choose every day to accept our story and change it when necessary.
And just real quick off the think about what we speak, I think, self-deprecating humor is...
Yeah, it's not a good thing. Well, we should talk about that sometime.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not that I do that.
It's not that any of us do that. We're perfect in every way.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, we are. We were created to be perfect. So yes, we are. We're perfect exactly how we are. Go in love and light, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye. Perfect.